Okay, well, hello everyone. Profesor Cañedo here. Hope you guys had a great holiday weekend, and of course, for those of you in the 141A class, you had a great holiday week. So whichever class you're in, definitely hope you made the most of the holiday and you got to spend plenty of quality time with family and close friends, and of course enjoyed some food, some pretty good food. Actually did something different for this Thanksgiving. I went to one of the restaurants in the Old Town part of Temecula. My mom didn't feel like cooking that Thanksgiving dinner, and I didn't have any trouble with that. So we went to a place that's actually owned by one of the families which operates one of the wineries in the Temecula wine country. And instead of having turkey, I wanted to go over something different, so I had the salmon, and it was very good. You know, I'm not really a big fish guy. When it comes to having fish, I tend to stick more with the traditional fish and chips. Uh, Popcorn shrimp type of deal. I rarely get the fish dishes once in a blue moon, but I tried the salmon. It was great, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be my tradition for the foreseeable future. So if I keep going to that restaurant in Old Town Temecula. It's actually called Bailey's Front Street. In case anybody is interested, right there, right there off of Second. I think it's Second Street in the southern part of Old Town Temecula. So great service there. Prices pretty reasonable, and all in all, it was very nice, relaxing morning and afternoon. And hope all of you had something similar. But for those who with large extended families, hopefully the politics didn't intrude and nobody got into a fight in which people were yelling at Uncle Harry and throwing the yams at each other and just getting into a whole big wild scene. So hopefully none of that happened for any of you this past holiday. Okay, we're coming down to the wire. We're coming down to the last three of the roll call videos for the semester. And since the 141A class, you weren't part of the roll call last week, you're back up. You're back in rotation this week. So let me go and start with you guys right now, and then in just a few minutes, I'll go ahead and talk to those of you in the History 109 sections. Okay, for those of you in the 141A class, this is your sixth week, and here are your topics for November 28th through December 2nd. Your topic this week is the decline and collapse of Spanish and English colonial rule in North America. So in other words, we're looking at simultaneously the factors which helped to bring about the end of the English colonies and also the Spanish colonies. In other words, some of the roots leading up to the independence of the regions, which of course will become the United States and also Mexico. So we're going to compare and contrast and look at different elements throughout the course of the week. In addition to the readings in between the conquests, check out the Wikipedia articles about Spain. These are some events pertaining to the tail end of Spanish power as Spain enters the first part of the 19th century. In other words, essentially, there was a power vacuum going on in Spain right now. Spain was engulfed in the Peninsular Wars with Napoleon, Joseph Bonaparte, King Ferdinand. It was really a chaotic and wild scene. So these Wikipedia articles will give you a pretty good perspective in terms of how people were trying to fill in the political vacuum in the absence of royal power as Spain entered into the early parts of the 19th century. Okay, besides the Spain stuff, you got a couple of lecture outlines on U.S. history, so check those out, and a series of PowerPoint shows. You've got programs on the legendary novel Don Quixote. Don Quixote, you might say, gives you a pretty good look, a mirror into Spanish society in the 17th century, and I would argue that this mirror helped to explain, you might say, the schizophrenic nature of Spanish society as we get into the 18th and the 19th century, when everything just falls apart. And speaking of falling apart, the other PowerPoint show you've got to check out is the collapse of the Spanish Empire, and then you've got some stuff on England and the American colonies. So You got a show on social and political change in the English colonies, which is essentially a synonym for the French and Indian War. And also, you've got a program on the American Revolution. So check all of that out. And last but not least, you've got an article by Benjamin Rader. He puts a pretty good perspective in terms of what the political thinking is with respect to independence. So in terms of Jefferson, Thomas Paine, all of those crazy guys, Rader does a pretty good job of dissecting that. And your film this week is on the American colonies. It's the film Boston, Bloody Boston, essentially the opening stages to the American Revolution, part of the Good History Channel series that came out about 10 years ago. So check that out. Okay, in terms of announcements, due dates and assignments, due dates, and those things. Remember, Quiz 5 had been open for about 12 days now because you had the holiday to work on it too. So now Quiz 5 is going to finally shut down tonight. So if you haven't taken Quiz 5 yet, you definitely get it taken care of today. And Quiz 6 is going to be opening up on Thursday. Of course, I'll have the study guide for you on Quiz 6 coming up on Wednesday. Group 2, discussion group 2, it's time for me to finally talk to you guys once again. So have your Forum 5 comments ready for me by the end of the week. I'll reply to you. I'll reply to you over the weekend, and don't forget Group 1. I replied to you already in Group 4, so definitely go back into the forum and reply to me. Remember, everybody, and this just doesn't apply to Group 1. When I reply to you, you've got to go back and reply to me. So it doesn't matter when you do it, but just make sure you get it taken care of before the end of the semester. So again, Group 1, if I reply to your comments in Form 4, definitely go back and respond back to me. Okay, and in terms of assignments, you've got your EBSCO reviews due coming up on Friday. So if you haven't informed me of your article choices yet, please make sure you get that information to me within the next couple days. Notify me no later than Thursday. I don't like it when people wait until Friday to let me know what their article choices are, especially if it's really late in the afternoon on Friday. Please don't do that. Let me know your article choices as soon as possible, preferably no later than Thursday afternoon. And speaking of assignments, your SLO grades are ready. I posted those for you right before Thanksgiving Day. And as for a rubric in terms of what the grades mention, I will have that for you in the main form coming up later this afternoon. So details about what the grades signify, I'll have that information for you later on today. Okay, anything else for those of you in the 141A class? Nope. All right, that pretty much covers it. So that's the plan for you guys today. So let me go ahead and now say hello to everyone in my growth spot sections. And right now I'll start with those of you in the History 108 class. So History 108, here's what's on tap for you this week. This, of course, being your 15th week of the semester. Okay, this we're going to be getting onto the Civil War, American Second Revolution. So please check out Chapter 11 of the Who Built America text and view my PowerPoint show on the Civil War and listen to Professor Moss's podcast on the Civil War. Don't forget that Podcast Journal 13 entries are going to be due on Wednesday the 30th, and I'll be opening up Quiz 14 coming up on Friday. And don't forget, Quiz 13, I left it open a little bit. Okay. Hang on a second, but I kind of lost my place here in just a bit. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Quiz 12. Quiz 12 is going to be shutting down. It's going to be shutting down today. I gave you some extra time to work on Quiz 12. Of course, Friday was right in the middle of the holiday weekend, so now we're going to finally be shutting down Quiz 12 today. So if you haven't taken Quiz 12 yet, make sure you get your answers in no later than midnight tonight. And let's see, anything else in terms of other information? Your EBSCO article review grades. I've got those in the pipeline, and I'll have those for you coming up later on this afternoon or in the early evening. And I'll have a rubric in terms of what your grades mean come in the general form today. And in terms of assignments, don't forget that this Friday, your Daughter of Fortune character sketch essays are going to be due. If you're not sure, if you don't remember how to work on those, go back into the assignment section and take a look at the assignment worksheet. There I explain exactly both parts of the project, which of course is the character sketch essay and your videos. Your videos are due a week from Friday, December 9th, but I need your character sketch essays this Friday, December 2nd. And remember, the basic rule of thumb is that choose one of your favorite character from the Daughter of Fortune story, give me a 3 to 4 page character sketch about him or her. what you liked about him, what he or she seemed to symbolize, his strengths, her weaknesses, and what the character maybe says underscores about human nature and about U.S. history too. So for the further details, again, just go back into the assignment section and take a look at the PDF worksheet, the assignment worksheet, all the information you need to know about what I'm asking for. That's listed in there. And I had a couple questions actually on the character sketch and the video in terms of what the split is, in terms of what each one means in terms of percentage. And essentially, the video portion is going to constitute about 60% of that grade, and the character sketch about 40%. So almost a 50-50 split, but I'm weighing the video a little bit more. So for those of you who like to, who are good actors, like to ham it up, then you have a really good chance of doing very well on the composite of the project. But remember, everybody, as I said since the beginning of the semester, the project has two parts. Part one is going to be due this Friday. That's a character sketch. And again, if you don't remember what to do, just go back to the assignment section and get the information that you need from the assignment worksheet. And anything else you need to mention for those of you in the 108 class? Nope. Okay, I think that pretty much covers it. So again, one more thing about quizzes, because I know I kind of lost my train of thought there a few minutes ago. Quiz 12 is going to be wrapping up tonight at midnight, and then quiz 13 is actually going to wrap up on Friday. And so we're getting back to our regular Friday schedule for quizzes this week. Okay, that's the plan for those of you in the 108 section. Now let me go ahead and talk to those of you in History 109. All right, for those of you in the 109 class, your topic this week is the post 9/11 world, and this is going to be your last week of new readings and materials. So check out chapter 15, their final reading on the Who Built America text, and listen to the podcast From Reagan to Clinton. It's the very last podcast that you would need to be listening to from Professor Richard Moss. In terms of assignments and due dates and all of that fun stuff, your Ken Burns, the jazz essay, is going to be due on Friday the 2nd. For information on what you need to do, again, just go into the assignment section and review the PDF file in terms of what the assignment is all about. Your podcast journal 15 entries are going to be due on Thursday the 1st, and your auto industry comments are going to be due on Friday the 2nd. And I'll have a video in terms of nuts and bolts about that discussion portion. I'll have it for you. If not later this afternoon, for sure, first thing tomorrow morning, I'll have that ready for you. So within the next couple of days, I'll have a nuts and bolts video about that. I'm almost done replying to everybody in the immigration forum. And don't forget, after I reply to you, please reply back to me, because part of your participation, your discussion grade entails replying back to not only your classmates, but to el profesor, el maestro as well. So if I wrote back to you, if I replied to you, definitely before too long, reply back to me in the immigration forum. And on the topic of quizzes, quiz 13 is going to be wrapping up for you tonight at midnight. So if you haven't taken quiz 13, get it out of the way today. And quiz 14 is going to be wrapping up on Friday. So like with the 108 section, the quiz schedule is back to normal for this class. And anything else I need to mention here? Nope, that pretty much covers it. You already have your EBSCO grades, but for those of you that submitted the EBSCO papers in late, I'll have your grades for you within the next couple of days. Okay, all right, I knew this announcement would take quite a while, because since we're coming to the end of the wire here, there's quite a lot of stuff on the table, on the docket, so to speak. But I do hope that these videos have been helpful throughout the course of the semester, and that my little card setup here has been helpful too. So you know which class I'm talking to, and which is very helpful, especially when some of these videos run close to 50 minutes, like this one is doing right now. So with that, everybody, that concludes this week's roll call. Only 2 more roll calls left to go, and then we're off for the semester, off for our respective holiday comings and goings. So hang in, everybody. Just a couple more weeks to go, and that wraps up another semester and another calendar year. Okay, everyone. All right. So I'll be back with you during the week with updates to due dates, other helpful reminders, and things of that nature. So you guys take care, and I'll be back again next week with the week 16 roll call.